This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Hindu.
Is in a dilemma. Will he campaign or investigate? He tells NDTV Hindu he resigned before Sadiq Basha's death, so it had nothing to do with this case. Karunanidhi tactically reaches out to Vaiko, says the time has come for all those who have been left out and driven out to come together. Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin declares his assets, says he's worth over 1 crore 38 lakh rupees, but says he owns no cars.
அமோகமான வாக்கு வித்தியாசத்தில் வெற்றி பெறுவேன் என்ற நம்பிக்கை எனக்கு நிரம்ப இருக்கிறது.
After much tithering, Vijaykanth seals the deal with Amma captain to contest from Rishi Vandeyam, Pandruti from Alandur and Pandya Rajan from Virudhunagar. Amma will launch her campaign from Trichy on Thursday, releases the list of candidates. Saidai Duraisamy will face Stalin from Kolattur. Suburban Police Commissioner Jangid is replaced by Karan Sinha ahead of the assembly elections. Bolnath will take charge as DGP in the place of Latika Sara. A very good evening. You're watching the Late Night News with me, Divya. Let's take a look at the top stories making national headlines. Congress and TMC work out a seat-sharing agreement for the West Bengal polls. Trinamool to contest 229 and Congress in 65. The command center of Gaddafi in Tripoli is hit in overnight airstrikes by coalition forces. The airstrikes will harm innocent civilians, says Foreign Minister S.M. Krishna, calls to end violence to resolve the differences. Another scare at Japan's Fukushima plant, though power has been restored to cool reactors, smoke still billowing out of 2 reactors. Well, Dr. Dekal, who performed the post-mortem on Sadiq Basha, spoke to NDTV Hindu and he says he submitted his resignation on the 3rd of March, even before Basha's death. He says he wants to contest in this year's assembly elections and only wants his resignation to be accepted, and that the only reason he took up this case was because they were short of manpower. Dr. Dekal's late father was the district president of PMK in Villupuram, which is also part of the alliance of the DMK. And sources in the forensic department have told NDTV Hindu that the post-mortem report of Sadiq Basha will be out only after elections, and the mystery over his death still continues. Dr. Dekal spoke exclusively to NDTV Hindu and says his resignation has nothing to do with Sadiq Basha's case.
I gave the resignation on 3/3/2011, madam. Very well before, as soon as the election date was declared, I gave my resignation, telling that I want to contest the election, so kindly relieve me from my service.
Right, so if you had already given in your resignation, why did you take up a high-profile case like this?
So that as far as we are concerned, every case is same, and every day very lack of experts are there, and till date I am released from duty. I have to do the cases. Even after this case, I have done 2-3 murder cases. Again, plenty of cases of road traffic accident for which I have to go to the court. I cannot abide from duties because I have given a resignation. So I am bound by the duty rules and I have to obey the duty.
Right. The Health Secretary, in fact, Mr. V.K. Subbaraj, says that you have to cooperate irrespective of your resignations. So, Dr. Dekal, are you willing to cooperate with these?
Until I am relieved, I am cooperating, madam. But the dates are nearing for last date of nomination. I have to give my nomination before. I am planning to give on 24th. So if they relieve me before the date, it will be easy for me to contest in the elections.
Right. Now, reports also suggest that the victim's clothes were changed at the Apollo hospital when he was admitted there. So how crucial are the clothes of the victim?
I talked about regarding the case. I have given already, that is enough, madam. All the things we will talk later. Now the problem is only this thing. My resignation has been not properly accepted by the government. That problem only I wanted to talk.
Are the police cooperating with you on this case as of now? Have they handed over the video footage to you?
And I am very free to do any my work. No interpretation from anyone in doing this work. And again, given I am in 3 years I am in service, and believing my efficiency, only they allowed me to do the case. Not just because they don't want my superintendent and RMO. They told, till you are relieved, you are the expert available here, you only do the case, please. On that basis, I did the case like any other case. I took the same conscience and the same precautions like any other case.
Will there be a delay in the post-mortem report?
No, madam. No. It will not be. It will automatically, the process is going and there will not be any delay in that.
Right, Dr. Dekal, you also mentioned that as soon as the election dates were announced, you put in your papers. So one final question, why politics? Have you always nurtured political ambitions?
Yeah, madam, I am coming out from a political family. My father was a teacher. After 25 years of his service, he resigned from his job and contested an election in 1984. Then he was with Damdas Ayya for some time, then till his death. And he was the Vilupuram district president, South president, till his death. And I am also very much interested in politics only. And that is again one more the reason for which why I stayed as a 10-01, waiting for the election only, madam.
Moving on, Chief Minister Karunanidhi has tactically appealed to Vaiko to return to the DMK's fold. A short while ago, Karunanidhi said that the time has come for all those who are left out and driven out to come together. Remember, the latest to fall out in the seat-sharing talks is MDMK. Vaiko quit the AI-ADMK alliance and boycott the assembly elections. Well, Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, who filed his nomination papers to contest from the Kolathur constituency this morning, has declared his assets. Here are the specifics according to Stalin's affidavit.
The Deputy Chief Minister's annual income is only 5,08,630 rupees, something that a techie earns in just a few months maybe, and his total assets, including movable and immovable, is a modest 1 crore 38 lakh rupees. Here are the specifics of Stalin's assets that emerged when he filed his papers for Kolathur constituency. His movable assets over 19 lakh rupees, immovable assets over 1 crore rupees, and his total assets over 1 crore rupees. Interestingly, this is 12 lakh rupees less than what he declared when he stood from 1,000 lights in the 2006 assembly polls. What is more, Stalin, a graduate from the Madras Presidency College, has less movable assets than his wife Durgavati. And he does not even own a vehicle of his own. The amount of liquid cash he has? Well, just 50,000 rupees. The 59-year-old sitting MLA has no other dependents except his wife Durgavati. By the way, he does not own any gold or silver jewelry, while wife Durga has around 90 sovereigns of gold valued at 11 lakh rupees. Stalin owns a house in Velicheri where he resided during his tenure as the mayor of the city and also inherited his ancestors' property in Tiruvarur. Interestingly, it's the Gopalpuram residence of his father that figures as his permanent address. While all these are mere monetary indicators, what the people of Tamil Nadu will be really looking at is his real value as a possible chief minister. In Chennai, Lokpriya, NDTV Hindu.
Well, Jayalalitha has given Virudhachalam back to the DMDK after a fresh list was released today. The AI-ADMK has adhered to a lot of pulls and pressures and made changes in their election plans to satisfy their allies. The party has swapped 12 constituencies for the DMDK and 28 constituencies in total for all their allies. Jayalalitha has put her campaigning vehicle back on the roads. Amma will launch her campaign from Trichy on Thursday, which is just a few kilometers away from Srirangam, where she is hoping to be elected from. The AI-ADMK Supremo's 18-day campaign will end in Chennai on the 11th of April. Jayalalitha was scheduled to begin her campaign from Madurai last week, but had to reslot it as her allies were still upset over the seats and constituencies. The AI-ADMK today released its second list of 160 candidates and constituencies and the DMDK's 41 seats as well. In fact, a while ago, the DMDK had also announced the party's list of seats, and the party has backed Alandur from the AI-ADMK. Now, all this comes a day after the AI-ADMK's long-trusted ally, now an estranged ally, the MDMK, called it quits with the AI-ADMK alliance and boycotted the elections. Meanwhile, after much dithering, Vijaykanth finally sealed the deal with Amma. The DMDK has named its candidates today. The DMDK chief Vijaykanth will contest from Rishivandiyam and Pandroti S. Ramachandran from Alandur and Pandeyarajan from Virudhunagar. The DMDK had so far released 3 lists naming candidates. The first list named 11 seats out of the 41 allotted to them, including Michael Rayappan, the producer of popular Tamil films like Narodigal. He will contest from Radhapuram, and K. Pandeyarajan from Mafui will contest from Virudhunagar. The second list named 14 candidates that includes actor Arun Pandian from the Peravurani seat, and the third list named 10 candidates, and the fourth and final list of seats will be announced soon.
தேசிய முற்போக்கு திராவிட கழகத்தின் முதல் பட்டியல்ல இன்னைக்கு வெளியிடணும்னு நான் வெளியிடுறேன். திரு பாண்டியராஜன் அவர்கள் தேர்தல் பணி செயலாளர் விருதுநகரில் போட்டி போடுறாங்க. செந்தில்குமார் இளைஞரணி துணை செயலாளர் அவர் பட்டுக்கோட்டையில் போட்டி போடுறாரு. அடுத்ததாக மைக்கேல் எஸ் ராயப்பன் அவர்கள் உயர்மட்ட குழு அவர் ராதாபுரத்தில் போட்டி போடுகிறார்.
Well, if it was a populist manifesto from the DMK, the PMK released a development-centric election manifesto today. The party says they would strive to retrieve Kachatheevu from Sri Lanka to ensure welfare of fishermen. The party suggested that conditional cash transfer of 1,000 rupees per month would help families living below the poverty line. The poll pledge includes creation of a special agro-economic zone for development of agriculture. The PMK also reiterated its commitment to environmental concerns by exhorting each of its office bearers to plant 10 saplings. Still ahead on the bulletin, airstrikes continue in Libya and India condemns the use of force. More on Libya's situation when we come back.